Hey, how's it going, everybody? So, we have found Bera on defense, and what do you know it? We find her at maxed emblems. So, they've chosen to go the full attack route, it looks like, which I think is the smart call to make the dot more impactful. So, that's up to 204 over 3 turns, a level 30 troop, which I think they have on here, is going to give 26% attack. So if we just simplify it to 25% more, that's going to be 51 points more. So that's 255 divided by 3 is like 84 per turn. So that's as high, you're going to see as high as her dot damage can possibly be. Which I think is definitely valuable to see. I don't think I would reallocate monk emblems. I was fortunate enough to pull her, and I'm working on it right now, but I don't think I'll give her monk emblems. I am going to give her tabards, though, because I think she would be really fun to use against all the minion teams and Tularia teams, and just as another form of dot. And that's clearly what they've got going on here. They managed to get a plus 20 Gravemaker and a plus 10 Gravemaker, which is pretty crazy, because nodes 8 and 10 are the really expensive ones, and they have gotten right through those. So yeah, lots of dot damage here. I don't really have any minions on my team, so she's only going to block Vela from creating her own Thorn minion. I'm pretty sure, I'm curious to see if Black Knight is going to draw the minion attacks when he's active, or how that's going to work. So let's grab a flask and get to it. This is definitely a dangerous team. So the key with the team that I'm using is I always want to get two still looking at the board. I want to get 2 red matches early on so I can get that fire damage on Tularia before it takes 7 tiles to charge Gravemaker. I don't see that happening yet. There we go. So this way I don't, even if she goes off, which she will, and I'm not worried about that happening, at least I can get that damage started. And in fact, the 1 red tile and the 1 blue tile with this Dragon Bomb might be enough. So let's just save ourselves a little bit of headache and get her out of the way. Okay, so Bera is set to fire. She's not a huge threat all on her own. Okay, so let's go here. We'll get our own aerial charged. Uh-oh. Huh. Very cute special. Okay, so no one's gonna die. Let's see, we are taking whoa. How's that so much higher than I calculated? So she was 306. Wow. That is completely unexpected. Because she was at 200 and something for 3 turns. 25% more adds about 50 to that. So how are we up to 300? If anyone understands this, please do let me know. That's even more convincing. 100 damage per turn and minion blocking is pretty solid. So we're still going to survive Vela and Gravemaker just fine. Let's burn some of these dead tiles here. And the interesting thing is that cleansing her dot is not enough to make it go away. Okay, so yeah, we are going to take the hit from 1 Gravemaker. But cleansing the dot is not enough to make it go away because it is the minions that apply it and not the special skill. So Finley's going to go kill all these minions. So that won't be an issue, but just keep that in mind. That's a definite advantage over some of the other dot heroes. Wow. So, I feel like there's not a lot that needs to be demonstrated. I still don't understand how she's doing 302 or 306 over 3 turns, so over 100 per turn. I have no idea what that math is, so if I must be missing something, so if you know what I'm missing, let me know in the comments down below. But that's pretty compelling, 100 damage per turn. And the thing about it is, even if you cleanse, you have to kill all the minions. The other thing about it is, even if you cleanse, you have to kill all the minions, because if you don't, it just gets renewed again. And then even if you do kill all the minions, you still have 3 turns of this thing happening. So it's tough to get at. You have to cleanse and kill the minions for it to stop outright. Otherwise, there's still going to be some of the lingering effect there, and you're blocking minions at the same time. So I think for her to really shine, she would be not on defense, because if you have Scotty, then you're turning the tables real quick. I don't know that Scotty is a great part of Teleria teams. I guess for the minion side of things, she's a very good counter, but I guess I am using a blue a blue 3-2 team to attack red tanks, so it's not the craziest thing in the world. But yeah, if you can put her with another minion maker, you can then protect her minions underneath the other ones. So you actually want to cast the other minion maker first and then her. You would think the person to go second would have their minions exposed, but for some reason it works the opposite, where they will then be tucked behind the other one if they fire second. So that was kind of counterintuitive to me. But anyways, use her with another minion maker, and you can then protect those minions, and so that way even attacks short of a sniper are going to miss. Okay, so let's run this team back again. The other thing to keep in mind is that even if you have Bera's minions across your entire team, they hit targets randomly, so the chances that they're going to hit every enemy equally are lower than they're going to hit irregularly, and it's going to stack up on more, except the effect does not stack. You're not going to see this. Her effect does not stack with itself, so you either have the ailment of not gaining minions and the poison damage, or you don't. So that's one weakness, is that it's randomly cast. It's kind of like Alfreich, where it doesn't hit all 5 people, which would be ideal, I think. It just goes out randomly, and it may hit 3 times on the same person, similar to Lady of the Lake's minions. Okay. A much worse board. Damn. There is a red diamond in here. If I could somehow, if this was a purple tile and I could drag it down, then we would have a red diamond. Instead, I'm just going to try to burn through some of this junk here. See what we can make. Alright, so we got our reds first. That's always a good start. I don't have a lot to work with outside of that, and this is a really fast team, so there's definitely a threat there. If Bera was closer to being charged, I might consider saving Gravemaker as a way to burn the minions down before they can have too much impact, but since she is not close to being ready, I think it's better if I get that damage started now. Okay, we killed Teleria. We're not close enough to having our heal yet. So I've got a few good moves. This red-blue match here is good. It will give me Black Knight before the other Gravemaker goes off, which could be a big advantage. It doesn't get my blues ready. The other option is I can drag this down to match 1, 2, 3, 4 blues. One of them ghosted, so that still won't get my healer ready. It'll screw up my red and blue match, but it'll burn a lot of those dead green tiles. So that seems like more of a gamble. I think it's smarter if we get Black Knight going here, work on our heal in the next turn. Ooh, that was close. All right, then we can burn some of these minions down, get our heal going, and we'll have a little bit more room to breathe here. And there's going to be element links all across the board in just a second. Okay, so we don't need to ghost anything, so we might as well get the damage from our blues here. Wow, 100 per turn, that's solid. And then looks like about 20 damage per minion, which is enough to be annoying and enough to cause problems in certain situations. It's definitely better than nothing, even if it doesn't have an impact all the time. And that's where the obvious pairing is Bera with Freya. But that's a lot of investment for one team. I think, unless you have a just crazy abundance of materials, which I don't know who does. And, I don't know who would also have both those heroes. I don't think that's what I would do. Just because then you're sequestering a huge amount of resources into one team only. So depends where you're at in the game. It's not where I'm at, so that's not what I would do. Okay, so yeah, in this case, okay, I think Bera casted after Telluria. So I think this means that I'm going to use the bigger hit on this more charged Gravemaker over here, but what I think that means is that it's going to hit the Telluria minion first. So let's see if that's true. Nope, killed both of them. Okay. So, let me know if you think those were... Oh yeah, also Vanaheim Realm is the best realm in the game by far. It's like probably overpowered because it's hitting all heroes. The word overpowered gets thrown around a lot, and I think too much, to be honest. But if you compare it to the other realms, like a 2% healing bonus versus cutting the special skills of an entire team, it's absolutely night and day. And that's why I think it's overpowered in its relation to all the other realm bonuses, which are not that great. Like Heimdall's, you get a very small boost of mana, which is not as impactful as you saw, cutting down an entire team. If you're, especially on a hero like that on defense, I find on offense it doesn't work out as much where you're able to stall the defense team that well. But on defense, when you have queued all your hero specials up and then you kill Freya or you kill Bera, which it's interesting that I feel like they are meant to work together. They both have very similar effects. They both benefit from one another's effects, and they both have the same realm bonus, which means it'll be additive. But even though it's only 5% with one of them, doesn't matter. It's enough to completely block your specials, and that could really stall you out a lot. So there's no other realm bonus that even comes close to that right now, which is why I would say it's probably overpowered. Yeah, so that's the win. I guess we can... Oh, she's not in the portal anymore. Oh, I meant to go to the watchtower. We can take one more look at that team. So I see what they were going for here. Not quite the minion meta. Yeah, this... instead of the two Gravemakers, I would probably do Gravemaker and Vela flanks with Bera and Freya wings. With Freya first on the left flank over here, Bera on the opposite side. And I think that could make a difference. Because that way you'd be tucking those dot minions behind something more secure. You're raising your defense. But I still don't think it's better than just having some snipers. Like, I know for a while people are like, oh, having heroes that hit all are better because it's weakening everyone at the same time. But I don't know if there's anyone that doesn't wince when you see June or Costume Sartana charged up and you're like, okay, one of these 4 remaining heroes that I have are about to die. that has a huge impact, you know. So it is nice to try to kill everyone all at the same time, I guess. But just single target hitters definitely have their place, especially in a team like this. So I don't think she's a great fit on defense because her main thing is against minions. She's a better offensive counter to minion teams because then you can kind of sneak in there and block something that the defense team is depending on for their success. On defense, she's too easy to work around. There wasn't enough direct damage here. Having even just one cleanser like I did was enough to completely undermine this team. So this is just too many, I'll call them a new class, too many damage support heroes, which are heroes that cannot kill on their own, but are very good setups. This is a whole team of alley-oopers and no finishers. So there's no one to dunk the ball, it's just hitting the backboard and and then it's a turnover. So yeah, there's your first look at Bera, an extended commentary on how I think she fits into the game, some metas that she might work with, heroes that she's naturally paired to work with, and to my surprise, seeing how high her damage can be. So again, we'll look at this here. Somehow, it's going up by 50% with 26% from a troop, which, oh, the defense bonus. That's what it is. And I don't know if that's... Okay, so as a final thought here, if you already know this, you can skip it. If not, on defense, you get a 20% bonus to attack and a 20% bonus to defense. No difference with HP. So that's going to increase her defense value, which is going to then increase the defense... Nope. Okay, well, so minions function as an extension of HP. So whatever the defense of the hero is that has the minion is what the defense of that minion is. It's essentially just an extended health bar with a, you know, an interesting look to it. So it's inheriting the HP from the caster, and essentially it's inheriting the defense from the minion wearer, if you will, whoever has the minion on them at that time. But that the defense doesn't come from the caster. So that's what it is there's a, I don't know if the 20% defensive attack bonus is after the troops are applied or if it's before the troops are applied. So it adds 20% to whatever the attack stat is, because her poison damage is a function of her attack stat. So does it add 20% to this number first and then 25% for the troops on top of that, or does it do it the other way around? Because I'm not a mathematician, but I would expect that doing the 25% first would mean the 20% has a slightly bigger impact, but I might be wrong on that, or maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it's one of those things that's all the same in the end. So if you know any of the answers to these questions, I prefer you not speculate, but if you feel certain on any of this, feel free to chime in, and I always appreciate having that. Just having me just being the jumping off point for discussion for other people to hop into. So there's your first look at Bera. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.